His life's work was truly vast. He wrote many books that he didn't complete, and he continued with other books. He has a book about the studies of Atzilut, meaning about Atzilut. He has from the mouth of a sage, Pi Chacham. There is his special first commentary to the writings of Ari, because that is the gist of our Kabbalah, called Panim Meirot U'Masbirot, about the writings of Ari. Afterwards, he wrote the study of the 10 Sfirot and the commentary to the Zohar, the entire Zohar. And therefore, he got his name, Bala Sulam, the author of the ladder, because he called his commentary to the Zohar the Sulam, the ladder. And he called it that way because the commentary is written in a way that if a person studies it, by it, he can climb from the mere attainment of this world to the attainment of the upper world. And therefore, this is how he called it. Because all in all of our corrections are like an ascent throughout the ladder of 125 degrees. And this is how he's a very special person. He met with many people. He was really involved in what's going on in Israel. Later on, he moved from Jerusalem to Jaffa, and from Jaffa to the city of Bnei Brak and Tel Aviv. He lived in many places. He didn't have an apartment of his own. He always lived very modestly. He dispersed all the money he had so much as to not to leave a penny in his pocket for the next day, meaning that as a person who lived completely for the sake of others, not for the sake of others, but to bring the upper forces closer to the people of Israel. It's not that he simply gave away his money to charity, but by that he wanted to make a great correction among the people. It's a much higher motivation than you could think about. If we were to listen to him back then in the very non-simple situation, no one ever listened to Kabbalists. Even Rabbi Shimon, that we respect him so much today, he also had problems. There were those that opposed him and that were against him. And throughout all of history, we see that even before coming into Israel, with all the problems and troubles from Abraham and on, and that's why I'm asking. There was this person who lived more or less in our times that knew so much, and he could have helped us change reality completely, and we didn't listen. If we were to listen, what would happen? I don't even want to think about it. We don't deal with assumptions. Can we somehow correct what happened? Not to correct, but to continue his method and to try and bring it today to the people of Israel. That's our work, the work of our organization. His son prepared everything in order for us to be able to realize it. If to conclude in a sentence or two, what was his donation to the world? Bala Sulam opened the wisdom of Kabbalah for us in a way that we can use it in order to bring the correction to the world and to raise our world, to elevate it to the upper world, to a higher level. And when he dreamt about a corrected world, what is he talking about? What does he see? He's talking about, like he writes in his book called The Last Generation, where there is an equal standard of living for everyone, and love thy friend as thyself all over the world, and everyone helps everyone, and there's no difference between people, and people live all together in a good, nice, collective way. Everyone is in the attainment of a whole, complete, eternal life, not limited by the life of this corporeal body, but the life of the soul, where we're live in mutual completion limitlessly. This is what we can achieve by his method.